What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Tina Renee. And today I have an amazing guest with me. I will always say this is my soul sister from back in the days when we were at our Makash time. It's my homegirl, Andrea. I call her Andrea Joy, but that's not her last name today. So, with that said, let me go ahead and introduce my host today. Andrea, what's up, baby?
Hello, hello.
What's up, y'all? For the folks that's not familiar, my name is Tina Renee, and I am the host of Soulful Discussions. And what I love to do is connect people that have similar circumstances to the folks that's out here in these streets. And so today we pick Andrea Joy, aka give everybody your first and your last name because you married now.
It's Andrea posted. I haven't changed my last name yet, but it will be Mrs. Mason.
Okay, all right. You know what it is. Now, let me tell you something. I liked you all in Nebraska, y'all. We went to school back when we was back in the days at Makai.
Yes.
She say I was the only white girl. I couldn't tell the difference. The only thing I knew is that she had that long, pretty hair and the smell that she has now. Now, you have been making some moves out in these streets. What you
Yeah.
got going on, girl?
I wear many hats. So
Yeah.
at this time I teach Social Security.
Mhm.
I teach retirement planning. I'm a business coach. I teach people how to start businesses, take an idea and make it into something. I'm a financial health coach, so I teach people how to budget, college planning, all that. I also do life and health insurance. So there's nothing I really don't do in the financial field.
Definitely. Now, you know what? You left a piece out. As you always know, one of the things that I always tell people when you meet somebody that's special that wears many hats, there's always a backstory to who they are. Not only do you wear all those hats, but you also are a cancer survivor.
I am a survivor of many things.
Yes.
Yes, and cancer being one of them.
Now, you say many. What is those many?
Trauma, like severe trauma, growing up severely abused. A lot of my health problems now stem from my immune system and my body being broken down as a child.
Mhm. You know, people, the folks that if you're out there listening, one of the things I always tell people, sometimes your past trauma is some of the things that leads to your mental health. And when you can let those things go, then you can truly prosper. Today, right before we got on, you let me know that today, even though you've gone through this, there's a potential that cancer may be back. But one of the things that I love about you, and you've always been this, you've kind of gone with by grabbing the bull by its horn and truly have said, like, I'm not gonna let this current circumstance
Right.
hinder who I am and what I am. I have a purpose to do. And so let's talk about that. How do you find the strength to overcome when it seems like the weight is on your shoulders?
Well, you know how people say fake it till you make it? I say
Mm.
face it till you make it.
You gotta say it, girl.
I
Say it, girl.
say face it till you make it. Even little small things when people have the flu or when people just have just like minor things, get up, get out of bed, move around. When you lay around and you mope and you allow yourself to ponder and think about the things, then it gets in your head. And there's a story that I remember when I went through ovarian cancer that another patient was talking to me about, was that there was two people diagnosed with the same kind of cancer and they put them both in separate rooms. And they told one person, you're going to die. And they told the other person, you're going to live. You're going to make it through this. Well, who do you think lived?
The one that thought he was gonna die?
The one that thought they was going to live.
Really?
It's mindset. So if you tell yourself, well, I'm going to die, then you're going to die.
Yeah, I truly
So,
believe that.
so it's
I
mindset.
also think, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I
that's
think
what I was saying. It's mindset.
I think about like when the doctors have told me, they was like, well, if you don't get this, you're gonna die. And it mentally in my mind, dang, I'm gonna die, right? And how I look at it as an adverse effect, like if they think I'm gonna die, I'm gonna live my best life. Nothing's gonna stop me today. So
Exactly.
it's like for me, it was an adverse effect. Like, no, I'm gonna choose to live because they told me I'm gonna die, you know. And so it's all about you know, one of the things we talked about earlier is it's all about what's here in that mental. And so even
Right.
though, you know, you're giving a situation, I always say it's a situationship because that situation, it can change at every moment. So if the doctor's telling you, hey, this is what you have, it's all about you embracing what you have and also trying to figure out how do you live with it and still enjoy life. You know, for the folks that's
Right.
out there doesn't know this, but I was also diagnosed. So I had the first sign of uterine cancer. So they found the cancer cells, and within 2 weeks, they told me I needed to have surgery. Mind you, that means I can't have any more kids anymore. Um, but it was a wake up call when I couldn't walk and things of that nature. Only thing I did was looked over at my son and was like, "Oh no, I'm not dying today. I need to live
Right.
for I need to live for my
That one.
baby, right?" That part. Like I so you know, there's plenty of people that's out there. You may know somebody that speaking to the audience right now, know somebody that may be in the same circumstance that truly don't know whether or not they're gonna live today or tomorrow. Don't know. Um
Right.
right now and during these times, the only thing we should be focused on is living and
Right.
enjoying life for what it is. And I think that's truly what inspired you to be a life coach. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so well, I love numbers. Numbers calm me. I'm constantly, people will say, you constantly on your phone. I'm constantly like, I can take up my budget and I can do it 10,000 different ways and make it work. If I spend an extra dollar, I'll figure out where that dollar is going to come from to make sure that my budget equals exactly what it's supposed to equal. So I've always loved numbers. I've always loved helping people, and I really love helping my community. There is a lot that I do for my community that I don't get paid for. Like, for example, I do people's taxes, but then when they come to me throughout the year with all their tax problems, I don't get paid for that. I just do it because I
Yeah.
care about them and I want to keep them around as a customer. And they're truly my extended family. Being a financial advisor, being a business coach, it gives me, I don't know, it gives me like the strength and the power to feel like I'm doing something in my community.
Mm. Yeah. You know, I love the fact that you say that you're tied to the community. Y'all, in order for us to change where we want to be, who we want or want to see, it requires us is putting in some work. It requires us actually getting out there and getting off that sideline and talking about it and actually putting in some action. And you're actually out there doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I love
Yes.
it.
I mean, I started off door knocking. I'm not even kidding, cold calling. Like
Tell 'em.
now it's word of mouth, it's
Mhm.
actual marketing, it's actual seminars, it's the real deal now. But you know, when I started my very first business back in '09, it was a cleaning business and I went door to door and handed out flyers. And so I mean, like you said, you got to put in work. You got to get out there and be proactive about what you're doing with yourself and what you're doing with your life. You can't expect, I mean, people say, well, have faith. Yes, have faith, but God gives us the tools to go out here and do what we need to do.
Definitely. Faith without work is dead. You gotta
Exactly.
put in the work in order for you to get the results that you're looking for.
Yes.
Now, you know, yeah, life coach, financial advisor. At the end of the day, woman that wears so many hats, what is the life like in your world? How do you balance them all? How do you continue to have that smile on your face through it all? Let's talk about it.
Well, I have an amazing wife who supports me 1000%. I have amazing support system, really good friends. But how I how I balance it, I don't know. I just do it. I mean, trust me, when it's bedtime, I go to sleep.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
that's like the time of the day where I'm like, yes, it's time to go to sleep. Like that's the best time of the day. But I don't know. I get really excited. Well, okay, when I have downtime, I hate it. So people say, oh, well, you need self-care, you need downtime, you need time to just relax. I can't stand weekends.
No relaxation for you.
I can't stand weekends because there's no business on weekends.
Yeah, you like making that money. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, I like making money, but I like seeing clients. Like I said, I like getting out there in my community. And on weekends, it's like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. I mean, I could do plenty of things. I like karaoke, but um,
Definitely.
I don't have, so here in Nebraska, I have maybe like 3 or 4 friends. I don't have a
Mhm.
whole, most of my friends came from Chicago.
Yes,
Most of my
definitely.
friends are still back in Chicago.
Yeah.
But here in Nebraska, I don't have a huge support system. So I
Mhm.
don't have people to hang out with and go places with. So work is my life.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things that I always tell people, no matter what, how can I say this? Society will always tell you you got to have boundaries, you have to have downtime. I always tell people, do what makes you happy.
Yes.
However, if you feel like you're in a burnout stage, place boundaries in your life that's going to allow you to have self time. That's going to have you, that's going to allow you to relax so that you can digress and truly put your best foot forward. But ultimately, you know who you are, you know how your body is. If you find yourself in a situation where you're tired, like y'all, I'm tired today. Comes this weekend, y'all better call me. I ain't doing no shows. I'm not doing nothing. I'm relaxing. You know your body. I tell people all the time, you know
Right.
your body, you know what your mind is. And so if your body say do something, you listen to it.
Yeah, you should. And that's how I knew to go to the doctor today. I've been really fatigued a lot lately, and I had blood work done. And I mean, it could be cancer. It could be just a really bad infection. It could be
Mhm.
multiple things. So that's one thing that I'm trying to focus on, is that it's not a definite until they say this is definite. So you can't
Definitely.
just say, oh, the blood work came back bad, you got cancer. No, that's not how it works, because that blood work could mean one of 3 things. It could be lupus, it could be, anything.
Mhm.
So that's one way that I got through it today. And then just self-care, like my version of self-care is just sitting on the couch with my blanket and my pop and my vape, and just not even being bothered by anybody for a little bit, and just being on my phone crunching my numbers. That's my self-care.
Definitely. You find your love language, and honey, you do what you do, how you do it. When you talked about you going to the doctor today. And I don't know what your story was and how you found out that you had cancer before. But can we kind of walk through that, and then let's talk about the importance of going to the doctor from your perspective.
Well, I was about 20 something, I don't even remember. Anyway, I remember the first time, it was 2013. I had endometriosis really bad. And so I don't know if anybody knows what endometriosis is, but it's this little, the way I explain it is like your uterus sheds and spreads little deposits all over your body and creates pain. So that's the way I explain it. Well, they have to do surgery to take those things out, because otherwise it'll continue to give you pelvic pain. So it started out with endometriosis, and I used to think endometriosis was so horrible and it was the end of the world. And now I wish that was all I ever had,
Yeah,
but you know what? Had I not been proactive about my health, and one thing about me is, and I teach people this, is know your body. And when you feel like something's wrong, advocate for yourself. If you feel
hmm,
like, well, no, they're not listening to me, then go to somebody else. It's not, because a lot of people told me it's all in your head.
hmm,
So I went to multiple people until I found the doctor that I have now, who is amazing. But I've been through lots of doctors. And anyway, back to the endometriosis, they were doing a routine endometriosis removal on one of my ovaries. I had polycystic ovarian syndrome as well.
hmm.
And that goes along with endometriosis a lot. And they just happened to find the cancer on my ovary.
Mm-hmm.
If I had not had endometriosis, they never would have found it, because there's no signs of ovarian cancer at all. And usually they don't find it until stage 4. They
Yes.
found me in stage 2. So that was my first cancer story. And I feel bad now, but back then I didn't tell anybody. I told 2 people. I told my sister and I told one of my friends. And that's only because I needed rides sometimes to chemo. But I didn't tell people because I didn't want to worry people. I don't like worrying people.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first bout of cancer. And that led to a full hysterectomy. Well, a partial hysterectomy. They were supposed to do a full, and then they didn't do a full. They left an ovary in, and they weren't supposed to, which led to another bout of cancer.
Wow.
Because they didn't do the surgery correctly. So, and then my bladder had cancer cells in it, as well as I don't know if you know what interstitial cystitis is.
I have it. I had it
Have it.
because what people don't understand is when you have endometriosis, it also attached to your bladder. And so
Yes.
it creates lesions, which is similar to the same pain, the pain of a cancer patient.
It's painful. I mean, I was on the
It's
floor,
painful.
like rocking back and forth, like, oh my God, I couldn't even stand the vibration of people walking across the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was bad to the point where, so I had interstitial cystitis, cancerous cells, and then they ultimately one of my first doctors was like, we just need to take your bladder out. And then I kept saying no, 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 no. And it got worse and worse and worse until finally I made the decision and I said, take it out.
Yeah, definitely. Now, this may become difficult for you, but one of the things that once you removed your bladder, like how did your life change ultimately? No uterus, you guys, that means hormones is all out of whack because that takes you basically into Lord Jesus, I can't even get menopause. Basically, menopause.
I went
That's
through
like
menopause, yes.
yeah, you get full-blown menopause at an early age. You get them hot flashes and everything else. And now the removal of your bladder. How did it change your life?
It changed my life drastically. So they messed up on that surgery too. So I did my research and I figured out that they could do what's called a neobladder, where they make a bladder out of your intestines and your colon. And so they attempted that. 2 doctors told me, yeah, we can do it. We're 100% the best. Anyway, they did it. It didn't work. And I woke up with a urostomy bag.
Mm.
And I will have the urostomy bag for the rest of my life. So, and it's just basically a bag that's attached to your stomach and you drain it. Your urine comes out of your stomach. Which is how it's changed my life. Is number one, my self-esteem really was affected by it, because I was like, number one, I'm so glad I'm not on the market, because how would I meet anybody and tell them what on the first date? Hey, I got an ostomy bag. So I'm so glad I have a wife that loves me to death and she ain't going nowhere, whether she likes it or not. So that alone killed my self-esteem. When I look in the mirror, it still affects me. Body image wise, I'm not allowed to lose too much weight because of the way my body curves to the pouch. Mm-hmm. And I can't gain too much weight because of the way it curves. So I'm kind of stuck where I'm at. And my ultimate goal was to get like a tummy tuck and liposuction and all that. And now I can't even do the things that I want to do because of that. And then it hangs down below your shirt so people can see that you have the bag. So that led to a whole nother creation.
Definitely. And I always say out of something, a difficult circumstance can create something so beautiful. And you create a fanny pack that you're getting ready to put out there for the world to see. I know you can't tell me much because it's in the patent stage.
Yeah, I
but let's
can't talk
about
about
your
it.
baby. Yeah.
Basically, it's a disguise. It's a way for people to feel like like they're not wearing an ostomy bag. They're just
Yeah.
wearing a bag. They're just wearing a little fanny pack. But the way it's designed, I can't go into because then somebody can steal it. So
Yeah. I can't wait to see it. So I'm going to say that once the invention gets out here and it's on these streets, you got to come back and let the world know and let them see it, because I'm excited for you too. For the folks that's out there during difficult times of your life, you have to understand that this is just a temporary situation, and what you do with it is truly up to you. Do
yes.
not let your current circumstances detour you from what it is that you're meant to do in life, because God has already given you a vision. And you see that with this young lady. She does everything under the sun, and she is unstoppable. For the people always that's out there, I always say one thing: power, connection, change. Power is of the mind. So whatever you put into it, that's what you're gonna get out of it. The next thing is the connections, and the connections that we have here. If it wasn't for me knowing her many years ago, I wouldn't even be on her Facebook page. But look at this. Because of that, we're able to put her vision and her story out there to the world, because there's somebody that's out there that's going to a similar circumstance. And we want you to know that it's okay and that you too can overcome it. And then next thing, change. The change we want to see is, man, listen, take care of you, understanding that your situation is defined by truly the mindset, the connections that you make, and ultimately, if you want to see something change, just do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Put some action into it. You need to lose weight. You want to get healthy? Start working out. Small steps is better than big steps. However, a leap, not everybody can take it, because I got short feet and short legs. Okay, so so let's talk about, you come up with this bag, and now you're in a different mind state right now. What is it that you want the world to know about you, and some words of wisdom for the people that's out there that may be in a situation similar to yours?
Just like I said, face it till you make it. Don't think about the negative. What I want people to know about me is I don't even call myself a survivor. I'm a thriver. Um, I thrive. I take, what is it, lemons and make them into lemonade.
Mhm.
I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I'm not one of those people that's like, hey, I'm going into surgery, pray for me, because that's not who I am. I don't want to be felt sorry for. I want to be lifted up. Um I want people to learn from me. And then with my business, I just want people to know that I do care about my community, and I do really work hard to help the people that come to me with their business ideas or with their financial needs. And I do really, no matter, I don't want my customers to think, oh, she's sick, so I shouldn't go with her, because what if, this happens and then she got all my money tied up in investments. That's not the way it works. I'm not going anywhere. And that's really all I want the world to know about me. At this time, I'm with my bag. I'm looking for investors. I'm looking for people who want to believe in me.
Definitely. Now, even though she got a bag, girl, y'all, she chasing the bag. So we want to make sure you support her in all your endeavors. We just want to say shout out to you for being so strong and telling your story. There's so many people, and it's so funny that we're sitting here today, because your same story that you have is the same story that I had. Didn't tell anybody I had cancer. The only person that really knew was my grandma. And because I didn't want anybody to worry. And
Yeah.
sometimes during that time, we also face things by ourselves and we don't have to. So you guys let people in on your world of things that you're going through. Don't worry about who's not going to be there or who's going to be there. God is going to show out and show up and show out for you. Remember, this situation is just temporary. Tell everybody where they can find you, my love.
And I do want to say something real quick. And God has shown up and shown out every single time for me. I have never been in a situation where I didn't need him and he didn't come through, where he didn't come through when I needed him, and I've been in some situations. So
Yeah.
everybody can find me. What do you mean? Like where my office is?
Yeah, well, we want websites, yeah, we want email addresses. Because y'all should wear, like I said, she wears so many hats. Tell the world once again the hats you wear, websites they can find you, emails if they need to look you up, and all that good stuff.
Okay, so they can look, my email is Andrea at moneymattersworkshops.com. And then the seminars that I do, they can reach me. Well, I can just give y'all my phone number, 712-326-8709. And y'all can call me, text me. You can find me on Facebook under Andrea Joy. And on Instagram under Andrea Joy. But yeah, I'm licensed in almost every state. So even if you don't live in Omaha, Nebraska, I can still help you.
Period, y'all. Y'all hear her, and y'all hear her loud and proud. Every dang on state, give me some of that money, honey. She bringing that dough. I love it. I love it. I love it. Queen, you just keep on doing what you do, how you do it, and when you do it. For the folks out there, if you want to join me on Soulful Discussions, y'all know I'm live on air, but this is a special edition just for my homegirl, Andrea, because
I
I want to make
appreciate you.
sure that we touch lives out here in these streets, and the only way we do it is by telling our story. And so shout out to you for all you need, all that you do, when you do it, and how you do it. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. Y'all know I'm gonna be talking my stuff on air. On air, y'all hear me? That's that country swag. Give me WLGBlive.com. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.